everyone, so this is video number 2 about interests. The previous video just provided a brief background about my lifelong interest in food, and I'm still very, very interested in food to this day. As I say, this interest has never completely gone, it's just taken on different degrees of intensity. So when I was a child, it was the interest, the number one special interest. I did have other interests as well, however, that came and went. For example, I developed a very strong interest in the human body when I was in year 6 of primary school. Year 6 was the best year of primary school. Up until that, school was just something you did. It didn't particularly, I was kind of indifferent to it. It was just something you went to and you went to every day. It was part of your routine, you know. And I often just spent a lot of my time daydreaming and not really doing good work because a lot of it just didn't interest me. But once I got into year 6, we studied the human body. I was so excited because this human body, I don't know, I just found it so interesting, like the whole biology of a human body. And I remember when the teacher was telling us about the mechanics of a human body, you know, and really kind of some things that were quite gross, like the mechanic, like why people are, you know, like the mechanics of someone being sick or something, or like bodily processes, but I found them all like really, really interesting, and I would write, and I'd really, really focus on what she was saying, and I'd write down everything she was saying, missing nothing. I was completely focused on what she was saying. This is like, this is just because I was so interested in it. And then my parents gave me, for my birthday, I remember I received a book about the human body, and I received, and also a cardboard sort of skeleton thing. You had to make a skeleton out of cardboard pieces, like a sort of puzzle that I remember my mum helping me with. Normally I wouldn't go anywhere near that sort of thing, but because I was so interested in it, I remember I had this skeleton that I could hang up in my wardrobe. So yeah, just everything about the human body really fascinated me. And also, of course, whenever schoolwork touched upon an interest, I would immediately be focused. So I went from not being focused at all to being extremely focused. Like when we did a potato project in year 5, because obviously that touched on my interest in food. The potato project, we had to design our own potato. We didn't make the potato, we just had to like draw a picture of a potato and things like that. It was a jacket potato. I can't actually for the life of me remember what filling I put in my jacket potato. I do remember we had to there were booths in the classroom and we had to wear blindfolds and we had to kind of try different types of potato. So in one booth, for example, you might try roast potato, another mashed potato, and then I really, really love that. So these were just occasions when I got really, really switched on, when normally I would just be daydreaming because I only got switched on if I was really interested in something. And and I got really interested in puberty, and I remember getting a book all about growing up and, you know, what happens to your body, and I found that all really, really interesting as well. But the biggest interest of all, so I've talked about food, and I've talked about, and I'll come back to these in other videos because, as I say, I could talk about them more as well. But I talked about food, I talked about my interest in the human body, but the biggest interest of all, that really, really got me, you know, focused, was the Titanic. The Titanic. I remember, this was before the 1997 film, I hasten to add. I remember walking with my dad one day. We were walking out in the countryside, and for some reason he just started talking about the Titanic, and I just thought this sounded really interesting, you know, like this old boat. Oh God, I'm so sorry, my phone's just rung. Bear with it. I'm sorry. I'm not answering that phone. Just to let you know, I do not answer phones when they ring, if I don't know who it is. I don't want to stop this video because that would be really, really annoying. Hopefully it'll stop in a minute, otherwise I'm just going to have to go and bear with me. I'm just going to have to go and put the phone down. I'll be back. Okay. Sorry about that, people. I can't stand the phone ringing. I hope you understand. Oh, God, that really pisses me off. Right, okay, sorry, where was I? Yes. Oh, for God's sake. Sorry. Hello? Yeah, bye, I can't speak right now. Okay, sorry, that was my dad. I had to tell him to go. Right, where was I? Okay, video. Sorry. What was I talking about? Yes. Titanic. So, I was out walking with my dad, and he started talking, about the Titanic. And this struck a chord with me, and I just thought it was really, really interesting, you know. I don't know what it was about the Titanic. It's just this whole idea of this old boat crashing into an iceberg, and, you know, the sort of sadness of it all, the tragedy, I guess. I just found it interesting. I had this kind of rather morbid interest. I don't know why. I can't analyse it. Maybe someone else can psychoanalyse it for me. I've tried, but to no avail. I don't know why it interested me. Sort of this rather morbid interest in disasters and tragedies, which is funny because I'm like a very nervous person myself, and very, very nervous, and yet often the things that most frighten me I get most interested in, so it's quite strange that. So suffice to say, I then obviously wanted to find out as much as I could about the Titanic, just because of this conversation I had with my dad. It kind of struck a chord with me. If we never had that conversation, maybe I wouldn't have found out about the Titanic, or maybe I would have done. Who knows? Who knows how history would have turned out. I remember getting a book about the Titanic, and I was about 11 years old. It's for Christmas, and we were on the Isle of Wight at the time. I remember this really clearly. It was we were staying at a self-catering accommodation, and it was a Christmas present I'd asked for, and it was a book all about the Titanic. Oh my god, I was so excited. But yeah, I remember I was reading this book, and it was just amazing, and I was reading everything, like, as you do, in great detail, like taking it all in. And I remember I just ended up finding out, like, literally everything about the Titanic, how many rivets it had, like, literally everything. And all the people on the boat, I could list all the people on the boat. I just knew everything. I just became a Titanic expert. And obviously I saw The Night to Remember. That's the, for those who don't know, that's a very old film about the Titanic. It's in black and white. Arguably a lot better than a more modern 1997 film by James Cameron. I saw the 1997 film by James Cameron, and that's when the interest in Titanic spawned a new interest. I often talk about it as a bit like you have a mother interest, and then you have a sort of baby interest that comes out, a sort of daughter interest, if you like, that comes out from mother interest. And it spawned a new interest in the actress Kate Winslet, and the rest I say is history. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this now in another video because I don't want this video to cut out on me. I'm doing several little videos in each one. So Kate Winslet, that came out from watching Titanic because she played Rose in the 1997 film, this red-haired goddess. I didn't realise at the time that her actual hair colour isn't red. She was just wearing a wig. But oh my god, I became transfixed. She was just so she was just absolutely beautiful. I fell in love with Kate Winslet. Literally, I worshipped the ground she walked on. She was like a kind of guardian angel. She was just absolutely seductive. She was just so beautiful. So that all came out of Titanic. And for a time, my interest in the historical event of Titanic kind of travelled alongside my interest in Kate Winslet, till eventually the Kate Winslet interest became the supreme interest. But that then spawned another interest in babies. It's really interesting how this happens, how interest can spawn other interests. I was interested in Kate Winslet for a whole decade. Interest finally petered out when I was about kind of like 20, 21. When Kate Winslet had a baby in the year 2000, her first baby was Mia. As soon as I found out she was pregnant, I got so excited, and that then led to me getting really, really interested in pregnancy and babies, because if Kate Winslet was having a baby, I needed to find out everything you had to know about babies in order to understand Kate Winslet, and that interest then kind of took on a life of its own, and I kind of became almost just as obsessed with babies as I was with Kate Winslet, but always relating it back to Kate Winslet, so it's almost like two interests that go. And yes, I kind of was intrinsically interested in babies as well. It kind of became its own kind of dominant interest, I guess, running alongside Kate Winslet, but it's always linked back to Kate Winslet. Okay, so in the next video, I'm just going to finish this one now because I don't want it to cut out on me. I'm going to do another short video. I normally do 2 videos, but this is such a big area, and while I'm on this subject, I want to carry on talking about it a bit further. I'm going to do my next video just kind of showing you some of the documents I did about Kate Winslet babies, just to show you how obsessed I was. Okay, so I hope you enjoy listening.